Hello friends, welcome to Risingpearl.com. Today we are talking about series 3 where we are learning about trigonometry. This is webisode number 14. Today friends we are going to focus on solving questions or problems related to trigonometric ratios of specific angles. This is part 1. Maybe we are going to cover all questions that you may get on this particular topic, trigonometric ratios of specific angles, in the next 1 or 2 webisodes. So here friends, now what are specific angles we are talking about? We have seen this in our last webisodes and a few webisodes actually. This table highlights the specific angles. What are those angles? 0 degrees, 30 degrees, 45 degrees, 60 degrees and 90 degrees. And then these are the trigonometric ratios. So sine, cos, tan, cosec, sec and cot. We want to know, in this video we are going to be focusing on questions the types of questions that you will be getting in your examinations or in your tests on this subject. It is absolutely important for you to memorize or know this table at the back of your mind. You must definitely remember this table, all the values. Otherwise you're not going to be able to answer the questions based on this topic. Now one very easy way of how you can remember, we discussed this in the last webisode where we did a recap of this table, was that the values which are highlighted in this table, that is the first 3 rows, so sine, cos and tan. If you remember half of this table, that is sine, cos and tan for 0s, 30, 45, 60 and 90 degrees respectively, then you can automatically deduce these values. So cosec, sec and cot are nothing but reciprocal of sine, cos and tan respectively. So having said that friends, let's take a look at what kind of questions you may be getting on this topic. So solve sine 60 degrees multiply by cos 30 degrees plus sine 30 degrees times cos 60 degrees. So here simply you have to put in the values of each of these ratios and find out the value for this expression. So one thing that I would like to do whenever I have these questions is that I would want to note down all the values on the side so that I don't mix it up, and then plug them in the equation or the expression. So sine 60 degrees, so let's write it here, sine 60 degrees will be square root 3 by 2. Cos 30 degrees will be again square root 3 by 2. Now sine 30 degrees is 1 by 2 and cos 60 degrees is again 1 by 2. So here when the question is asking us to solve this, so what we would like to do is sine 60 degrees, instead of sine 60 degrees we are going to plug the value or put the value in. So this will be square root 3 by 2 multiply by cos 30 degrees. When you do not have any sign, it basically means this multiply by this plus this multiply by this, right? So this is sine 60 degrees and cos 30 degrees is the same value. So this times this square root 3 by 2 plus, which is this plus, sine 30 degrees is 1 by 2, 1 by 2 times 1 by 2. So this will be square root 3 times square root 3 is 3, divided by 2 times 2 is 4, so plus 1 times 1 is 1, divided by 2 times 2 is 4. So this will be equal to 4 is your denominator, 3 plus 1 or 4 by 4 cancels out, equal to 1. So this expression is equal to 1. So this is a very common type of question that you may be getting on this particular topic. Let's look at some of the other types of questions. So here again another expression is given. Find the value of, this time this is the expression given. So the difference between the last and this expression is that here some of the terms have a square on it. So for example tan square 45. So one important thing, again this is like a rough area. So whenever you have like tan square or sine square of whatever the angle, what it really means is that it means tan 45, whatever the ratio is, the entire thing raised to the power 2. So this is very important to understand that this square here, like tan square, sine square, cosec square, it doesn't matter. So what this really means is that the entire ratio square. So tan 45 degrees whole square is also written as tan square 45 degrees. So that's it. Now let's write the values of this on the side. So we would want to find out tan 45. So tan 45 degrees, we know that value is 1. So cos 30 degrees, this will be cos 30 degrees. So cos 30 degrees is going to be root 3 by 2. Sine 60 degrees, sine 60 degrees is going to be square root 3 by 2. So now let's write this expression. So this will be 2 multiplied by tan 45 square. So actually we can write this as, let's write it this way, complete step by step. So this square plus this will be cos 30 degree square minus sine 60 degree square. In other words, 2 times, what is tan 45 degrees? That is 1 square plus cos 30 degrees is square root 3 by 2. So square root 3 by 2 whole square minus sine 60 degree whole square. Sine 60 degrees is again square root 3 by 2 whole square. So this will be 2 times 1 squares are 1 plus square root 3 times square root 3 will be 3. 2 times 2 will be 4 minus this will be again 3 by 4. Now plus minus same term, they will cancel out. So our answer is 2 times 1 is 2. So value of this expression is equal to 2. So friends, this is again one other type of question that you may be getting. Let's take a look at a little bit more complex. So here, instead of having just the numerator, we have the expression in the form of a fraction. We have a numerator, denominator, and then we have also the squares, right? Also you will notice that here we don't have only the sine, cos or tan, we also have sec here. So let's write down all the values that we need. So for this we need cos 60 degrees. Again, on our rough side we are going to write down cos 60 degrees is 1 by 2, sec 30 degree. So sec 30 degree is equal to 1 by cos 30 degree. And so cos 30 degrees is going to be square root 3 by 2. So this will be 2 divided by square root 3. Right? Then we need tan 45. So tan 45 degrees will be 1. Sine 30 degrees. Sine 30 degree will be 1 by 2. And cos 30 degree will be square root 3 by 2. So now that we have written all these values here on our rough side, let's just plug them in. So this expression will be equal to, so let's give ourselves some space here. So let's write the numerator. So 5 times cos 60 square. So cos 60 is 1 by 2 square, right? Cos square 60 degrees is cos 60 whole square plus 4 times sec 30 whole square. So sec 30 is 2 by square root 3. 2 by square root 3 whole square minus tan square tan 45 degree whole square. So tan 45 degree is 1, so square. And now for the denominator, sine square 30 degrees is sine 30 degree whole square. Sine 30 is 1 by 2. So 1 by 2 whole square plus cos 30 degree whole square will be 3 by 2 whole square. Now let's find out. Let's just solve this. It's a regular expression. So this will be 1 times 1 and 2 times 2. So it will be 1 by 4. So we will have 5 divided by 4 plus 2 square will be 4. And 4 times 4 is 16 divided by root 3 times root 3 is 3 minus 1 square is 1. And here we will have 1 by 4 plus root 3 times root 3 is 3 by 2 times 2 is 4. So let's just write it here. Just want to make sure that we are able to cover this in the space we have. So here now we have 4 as a denominator and 3 as a denominator. So our denominator here will be 12. Right? Now 4 3s are 12, 5 3s are 15 plus 3 4s are 12, 16 4s are 64 minus 12 because you have 1 here. So minus 12, and at the denominator here we will have 4 is common, 1 plus 3, which will be 4 by 4. So this really will become 1. So we don't have to write this. So this actually will become 4 by 4, 1. So essentially the expression will become just this much, because this one is really 4 by 4, cancels out 1. So because we don't have enough space, so we are going to just assume this is 1. We are going to just write this. So what we have here is now 15 plus 64 minus 12. So what is 15 plus 64? 15 plus 64 is 9, 7, and 79 minus 12 is 7, 6. So we have 67 by 12. So the answer for this question, this expression, the value of this expression is 67 by 12. So friends, let's take a look at one more question that you may be getting in the tests or in your exams. Something like this. So now here, this is like a multiple choice question where you have to find out the expression, but instead of saying find the value of the expression, you have to choose which answer does it correspond to, A, B, C, or D. And if you notice here, also the options are given in terms of the trigonometric ratios. So not only you have to first find out the expression for this, then you also need to know what each of these ratios are, so that then you can match this expression with these expressions. So let's solve it. So let's write down. So here we have tan 30, and tan squared 30 again we know is tan 30 whole square. Again, I just wanted to very briefly explain to you that if you have sine 4 30 degrees or sine to the power 4, this really means sine 30 degrees whole, the entire thing raised to the power 4. So similarly here, tan square 30 degrees, tan square 30 degrees, it really means tan 30 degrees, the entire ratio raised to the power 2. So this power is basically nothing but the entire ratio raised to that power. So this power goes in here, right? Similarly, if your power is 2, so it will be tan 30 degree raised to the power 2. So again, let's write the value of tan 30 degrees. So tan 30 degrees will be equal to 1 by square root 3. So this will be equal to 1 by square root 3. And friends, this is very important, like I have mentioned earlier. You must know for sine, cos, and tan for these angles 0, 30 degrees, 45 degrees, 60 degrees, and 90 degrees. Now with this, so only value we really need is tan 30 degree. Let's solve this expression. So we have 2 times tan 30 degrees is 1 by square root 2, 1 by square root 3. This divided by 1 minus tan square 30 degrees, so 1 by square root 3 whole square, or this will be, so numerator is 2 by square root 3 divided by, so this will be 1 by square root 3 whole square. So square root 3 times square root 3 is 3. So square root 3 times square root 3 is equal to 3. So denominator will get 1 minus 1 by 3. So if you solve this, we will have 2 by square root 3 divided by, here you will have 3 as your denominator, and this will be 3 minus 1. 3 minus 1. So we have 2 times, so this 3 will go up here, square root 3 divided by this square root 3 times 3 minus 1 is 2. So this is what you will get. So here actually this is 3. This is not a square root 3. This is just 3. This 3 goes here. So the 2 and 2 will cancel out, and you will have, so you will have 3 divided by square root 3. So square root, so 3 can be written as square root 3 times square root 3 divided by square root 3. So this will cancel out. So the expression evaluates to square root 3. So this entire expression evaluates to square root 3. Now we have to find out which answer choice here is square root 3. So cos 60 degrees is equal to 1 by 2. And you should know this because, like I mentioned, you must remember the table, right? So cos 60 degrees is 1 by 2. Sine 60 degrees is root 3 by 2. Now tan 60 degrees is square root 3, which is exactly what we have. So we know that this is an answer, and let's check the last one as well. So sine 30 degrees is 1 by 2. So this is not the answer. So this is not the answer. This is not the answer. This is not the answer. So C is our answer. Square. So tan 60 degrees. So friends, this is the type of questions. So these are some of the type of questions that you will be getting on trigonometric ratios of these specific angles. We will take a look at some more types of questions in the next webisode.